Well, hi folks, and welcome to the 16th video in my Getting Started series for the game B-17 Flying Fortress, the Mighty 8th. Now in this video we're going to go through Quickstart Mission number 5, which is called Fighter Sweep over France. So let's go ahead and have a look at that right now. So I'm just going to click on the new game panel in the top left, and then the continue switch in the lower right, and then the choose a Quickstart Mission panel in the top right, and then the continue switch in the lower right. And I'm just going to scroll down this list of quick start missions, and here we are, quick start mission number 5, Fighter Sweep over France. And as it says here, in this mission you have finished an uneventful escort mission and are now performing a sweep of northern France. A passing flight of P-51s reported a formation of Bf-109s to the northeast. They didn't have the fuel to attack. This being the only action in the area, you turn to engage. Sweep the area clean of German fighters. Now, just to warn you before we actually go into the mission, I'm absolutely crap at these fighter missions. I just cannot seem to get to grips with this at all. I do suspect part of it is down to the wonky physics in this game. Certainly when you are flying in this mission, you're flying a P-47, and I covered details of the P-47 in the video prior to this one. That's video number 15, which was Fighter School number 2, and that went into the details of the P-47, and I did touch in there about the wonky flight model that's in use in this game. Now, it also could be down to my complete lack of experience with flight sims, and in particular my complete lack of experience with flying fighters and going through dogfights in flight sims. And I've loaded up IL-2 Stormovic with a view to trying to get some experience in a different flight sim with a more advanced flight model, but I really haven't got very far in that yet. So I haven't actually got to the point where I'm in dogfights in that game. So I haven't been able to hone my skills in that game and then to see whether they transfer over to this game or not. So I really can't say if my absolutely atrocious performance in this is down to my complete lack of skill, or whether it is also partly down to the less advanced flight model that this game has. Nevertheless, when we go through into this mission, I'm actually going to put together a kind of montage of a number of these quick start missions that I'm going to record. And the reason I'm doing that is because I do want to at least try and show some successful hits on fighters, and I go through quite a number of these missions without actually having any successful hits on any German fighters. And I also would like to try and get to the end of this mission. I haven't actually ever got to the end of this quick start mission. And the reason for that is because when you first of all go into this quick start mission, you first of all face a squadron of Bf-109s. Once the Bf-109s have been chased off or destroyed, it then throws a squadron of Me-262s, the jet fighters that the Germans developed at the end of the war. The problem is you could expend most of your ammunition on the Bf-109s, and you've got very little left for the Me-262. So I've never actually got to the end of the Me-262 squadron attack to figure out whether the game ends there or whether it throws yet another fighter squadron at you. I don't know. Hopefully we'll find out in the next section of this video when we actually go into it, because I will try and persevere and get to that stage. So I've rambled a lot there. Let's just get on. And so we're going to do that now by clicking the play selected mission switch in the lower right here. Okay, so here we are in our P-47. I'm just going to press F2 to go to the exterior view. And you can see we're part of a single squadron of P-47s, and we are going to engage a single squadron of Bf-109s at the moment. So I'm just waiting for the AI to drop the drop tank, head inside, and then press the M key to go into manual mode. And I'm going to press Y to padlock the nearest enemy. And we can see the Bf-109s, they're all peeling off there to go in for the attack. So the camera's locked onto the nearest enemy, so that means the center of the screen is always pointing towards the nearest enemy. So I need to get the cockpit view and the gun sights in exactly the same direction. Now obviously the enemy continues to move. There he is. And it goes all haywire. This camera view is very difficult to manage. Oh no, 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 no. Come on, come on. Recover. recover. I've throttled back, and now I'm going to try and bring my throttle up and accelerate out of that dive and that spin we were heading into. That's it, full throttle now. Let's regain some altitude. As you can see, I find it so easy to lose control of the P-47, at least in this game, if not all of them. And I really do think the flight dynamics are just not right. And it makes trying to dogfight extremely difficult when you're trying to do... What are we doing now? It makes it extremely difficult to try and do any rapid or hard maneuvers. You can see the plane almost bounces around, and you know, through any footage I've ever seen of any real fighters, I've never seen them bounce in that kind of fashion. Let's just see what our trim's like. Okay, I've let go of my joystick. We've got a significant bank to the right going on here, so I'm just going to do shift and page down to add a level of course aileron trim. There, that's a lot more stable. Maybe that will help us. So let's go back inside to press F1. It certainly doesn't help if your trim is way out of whack. Now, one thing I found is that in this mission is because you first of all get a squadron of, they're underneath us, a squadron of 109s followed by a squadron of ME-262s at the very least. All I can recommend, I need to stop myself from crashing here again. Pull yourself out. Pull yourself out, man. Come on. Oh, no, no, no. Whoa. Good grief. It just starts to spiral, go into an uncontrollable spin so easily. And I'm really doing very small adjustments on my joystick when trying to correct for that. And I've decreased the sensitivity on my joystick yet again, using joystick curves to try and counter these excessive tendencies to go into spins and lose control. So I don't know what else I can do, certainly in this game. I think this game excels in the B-17 and the bombing missions. I think when it comes down to the fighters, I just don't think the flight model was advanced enough for the time. Okay, I've had nothing to fire at anyway, but my plan is to conserve my ammunition so that if the 109s do start to disengage, either out of fuel or they're destroyed, or or they're out of ammunition and they're heading for home, that I've still therefore got enough ammunition left for the 262s, because I really don't know if they're, at the moment anyway, when I'm recording this, whether there is another squadron of fighters that get thrown at you after the 262s come along. Now, I've only played this mission about 10 times. There you go. He's trying to trick me again. He's trying to get me to dive to the ground. So I've only played this mission about 10 times. And in all that time, I've shot down one 109 and one 262. What I am going to do is play this a few times and record it, as I said earlier, and at least try and push my throttle back up now. I am going to try and at least demonstrate a few kills, or at least one kill if I can. And it's not trying to show off; it's really just trying to at least so you can see some footage. Because there's no way there's no way with my terrible skills in this game that I can, the fighters in this game, that I can show off. I do actually want to at least show you leading the enemy with the gun sights. Now, where is the enemy here? I really can't see. Ah, there you go, there you go. So I was trying to, you always have to lead the enemy, you have to try and fire in the direction that they're traveling and hopefully anticipate where your bullets are going to be when they get to the same position. Heck, I'm going to try something. I'm actually just going to fly a little away from this area, because I'm not finding any success with doing the classic climb up to altitude and then kind of dive attack an enemy. I'm actually going to get some distance between me and the enemy so that when I approach from a distance, the camera isn't wheeling all over the place and I can hopefully keep flying towards them, as opposed to when I'm diving on them, they've got a very, I'm very close to them and they very rapidly move out of the way. So now you can see that the camera is not moving all over the place, and hopefully it will be able to see an enemy and creep up on it. There we go, I can see it now as a dark dot up against the sky. It's obviously right in the center of the screen. Yeah, I'm putting my throttle fully up now. Let's do a bit of war emergency power. Oh no! Where's he gone? There, it's there. Ah, we've caught up with him so quickly. Okay, I think he maybe has run out of ammunition because he's not trying to fight me. So I'm just going to hang back. Oh yeah, I think I got a few pieces came off of him there. I really wish he stopped changing altitudes. Anybody would think he doesn't want to be shot at. Wasn't leading very well there. Yes, good few hits on him there. Oh, okay. And we got a good few hits on him there again, and I think I'm just going to do Shift U to unlock the padlock view. Let's just go. Oh yeah, we got some smoke. We've got some smoke. Okay, we'll get him eventually. Yes, his engine stopped. Nice, nice. So let's at least get a view on the 109 as she goes down. Finally, we've got a fighter. She's going down. I can see it. She's going down rapidly now. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's got to happen soon. Come on. Where is the explosion? Oh, where did the explosion happen? Not quite sure. Was that the crater on the... Ah, there we go. There we go. Completely lost track of her. Alright. Alright, so we've got one down. One down. Now how many... I'm just using the square bracket keys on my keyboard just to cycle through the other members of my squadron. If I move the mouse to the right hand side of the screen, we can actually see now we've got the squadron of ME-262s to engage. Now I actually expended quite a lot of ammunition on that, just on that one BF-109 that we've taken out there. So I really don't know how much longer my ammunition is going to last if I start to engage the 262s. But we've actually got no friendly P-47s now helping us take out the 262s, which is crazy. So I don't know how you can win this scenario. This is very similar to Quickstart Mission number 4, which I also think is, I really think it's unbeatable. As in, you can't win it. So I'm just going to press Y again to padlock the nearest enemy, and I'm going to start to fly at full throttle towards them. Now, an interesting thing I've actually just discovered is that when you are in the padlock view to the nearest enemy, as we are at the moment by pressing Y, and so you can see the camera view is actually pointing almost behind us because I'm flying away from the enemy. You can hold down the Control and I key to go to the instrument panel, and that allows you to at least see the instruments while you still retain the padlock the camera padlocked function. And I'm letting go of Control and I there, holding down Control and I to flick backwards and forwards between those two views. So that's a very quick and easy way to verify your things like your climb rate, your RPM, manifold pressure, and if the gyro horizon was functioning, your gyro horizon as well. But as you can see, And as I mentioned in the prior video to this for Fighter School number 2 covering the P-47, that there is a bug in this gyro horizon, at least on the P-47, where it ceases to function under some circumstances, and I don't know what triggers that. Oftentimes it does work, oftentimes it doesn't. Anyway, so as really I just wanted to pop in. I just really wanted to pop this section in just to show you that neat little feature between control and I and the padlocked view. Another thing to remember as well is when you're in this mission that if for any reason you want to switch to one of the other fighters in your squadron, say your fighters become damaged or destroyed, you can switch between them by pressing F2 to go to the exterior view and then pressing one of the square bracket buttons, and that, as I showed earlier, that does switch between the individual fighters in the squadron. So we've got one that's still active there, we've got another one active there, and we've still got all three active at this particular stage in this mission. Now the one I showed you earlier in the video was a separate playthrough of this Quickstart mission where the other three fighters had all been destroyed. Oh, it looks like they've got one of them. So I don't know what's going on there. Join formation and then break an attack. Now I'm wondering if that means the 262s have turned up. Yes, they have. It looks like the 109s were dealt with in this playthrough. We've got the 262s. So let's head inside and see if we can get some action going with the 262s. So despite the 262s being active, and certainly at least the P-47 I was flying still having ammunition, it looks like all of the other P-47s in this particular playthrough are all heading home across the channel, except for this little one here. But this is the one I think I was flying around in. So I'm going to persevere, see if I can get some 262s to appear. Okay, what's really interesting here is that this is the only P-47 in the squadron that isn't flying back across the channel to, I presume, the home air base for this squadron of fighters. But the AI is flying this P-47 and the camera is locked onto the nearest target. Now the nearest target always seems to have this wonky thing where it defaults to this German air base near the coast. And it's right by one of the large port cities here in France. Now the AI is flying away from that, and yet the nearest enemy is shown over there. So there's something really wonky with the padlocking of the nearest enemy, because I've also found that when German fighters hit the ground and they've been destroyed and you've got the padlock to the nearest enemy on, it will for some time still lock onto that destroyed German fighter on the ground. So it really is kind of, I don't know, this whole thing about flying the fighters and doing dogfighting in this game, I just think is fundamentally broken in so many ways. Regardless, I'm going to try and find some 262s, so bear with me again. I'm going to edit the video and I'll be back with you very shortly. Okay folks, finally it looks like we have tracked down some of the 262s, and you can see two of them over there. The other two, I had one on my tail very briefly a moment ago. So I'm going to get back in the cockpit, we're going to get back into manual mode, and I'm actually going to try and target those two ahead of us there. So hopefully we've got some ammunition left and I can demonstrate some 262 action. So here we go. So F1 to go back inside. I'm going to unlock the padlock view by doing Shift U. I've got my throttle full on and I'm just going to go into manual mode now. So here we go. See if I can get some lead on these two 262s. Now, obviously they are extremely fast, so I may need to do a little bit of war emergency power, which I'm just going to put on by hitting K. Because they are turning continuously there. I'm going to take the war emergency power off in a moment as we get a little bit closer. I'm going to take it off just now. So let's try and get a little bit of lead up. I'm going to throttle off just a little bit here now because we're catching up with them. Oh, not very good, not very good. Now I have found that they are very prone to explosions, these 262s in this game. I hit one once. Oh damn, there's one peeling off. So we'll pursue the one that's still kind of not dogfighting yet, because it'll be an easier target. Here we go, yes! Oh yes, that was beautiful. Did some serious damage to him there. He's not going down. Come on. Come on. Gotta get some more hits on this guy. Oh no! He's peeling off! That was incredible he didn't explode at that point. Whoa, 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 why is he slowed down so much? Now, that is not fair. He had a major explosion, so I've obviously done some damage to one of his engines, but this guy is just coming after me still. And I am down on bullets. Oh, good grief. That's me. Time to head for home. Let's head to the exterior view. So folks, I finally got to the end of one of these missions and I have no idea what this is going to contain. We actually managed to, I think, do away with most of the squadrons of the 109s and we started to engage the 262, so we'll see what this says. Oh well, yeah, it's a failure. That didn't go too well, did it? The Luftwaffe chased you away, getting many kills and gaining air superiority in that area for a while. We lost a couple of straggling bombers in the area because of the strong Luftwaffe presence. Also, morale has been hit a little by the news that we took a beating up there. Yeah, I don't know what you got to do to win this mission, but anyway. Regardless, folks, I hope this has been, well, I don't think it's been that useful, but hopefully it's been enjoyable. Thank you very much for watching, folks. If you like this video, please click that thumbs up below. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Lots more videos to come. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.